Hello, welcome to this episode of Talking About Rock. Here we bring you rock interviews from veteran and upcoming artists. We're always available wherever you get your podcasts on all the streaming services, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Follow us on our social media and our website, talkingaboutrock.com. Today we have our high school confidential contest winner, Nashville musician Tyson Leslie. He grew up in Colorado and Kansas City, Missouri. He came from the U.S., from Vietnam, through Operation Baby Lift. And he has toured the United States, performing with many bands and relocating to Nashville, where he first worked with country singer Tracy Lawrence and became a regular pianist at the local venues. He's also the leader of an all-star cover band, Rare Hair, and has also recorded or toured with Faster Pussycat, Enuff Z'Enuff, and LA Guns. He is also the only male band member of an all-female rock band, VIXEN, and the first of the band's keyboardists to play on stage with them. He also recorded an original track, Burning Time, with Todd La Torre of Queensryche on vocals, Billy Sheehan on bass, and Roxy Petrucci from VIXEN on drums, and also Jimmy Bell on lead guitar. Next up, we speak with our high school confidential contest winner, Tyson Leslie, on Talking About Rock. Okay, we are now so happy to have with us an outstanding musician and also the winner of the high school confidential contest, Mr. Tyson Leslie. Tyson, how's it going, man?
It's going well. How are you?
Good, man. Just getting things done with from Halloween, finishing some things up. I know you're busy and stuff. Did you do some Halloween festivities?
We did. Yeah, we just took the kids trick-or-treating and doing all the things. It was good. And then I had to go play at Kid Rock's bar in Nashville, where I always play on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday nights. So
I know you're a busy guy out there, and for folks that don't know, you've played with a ton of different artists, from Faster Pussycat, Enuff Z'Enuff, LA Guns, and you were the first male member of VIXEN to actually be a keyboardist on stage with them. I was reading as well.
yeah, right. Yeah, I still do that job. That's still my main gig. So
And you got some other stuff coming up here too. You got another Rare Hair show that's happening. You're putting together. You want to tell the folks a little bit about that?
yeah, sure. We just did a show last Wednesday with and it was basically all of music from a band called the Marvelous Three, a band that really didn't hit too hard in the 90s. But Butch Walker, the singer and guitar player of that band, went on to have quite a career for himself just as a producer and solo artist. So we did that, and the next one coming up is December 5th on Tuesday night, and it's the music of Desmond Child. It's basically all the big hits, lots of Kiss, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, and then a little bit of other stuff too. So
Yeah, very cool. He just came out with his book, and I was just starting to read through that a little bit. Just amazing stuff. He was just the go-to songwriter in the 80s for so many bands. He had the golden touch from going from Aerosmith to Bon Jovi, starting with Kiss, of course, doing tons of stuff with them. But yeah, just outstanding, man. But when you wrote in, I don't know if you want to share with our audience and all, when you wrote in, you have a little bit different story of how you kind of started out here and you came to the US. Do you want to share any of that with our audience?
yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I was born in Vietnam. I came to the United States when I was about 9 months old. And around the end of the war, there was a lot of orphan kids that just kind of got dispersed in three different parts of the United States: the Midwest, and then the East Coast and West Coast. And this is like old Pan Am flights and stuff. And they were all adopted by various families all over the United States. And I was one of them, adopted by a Caucasian family in Denver, Colorado. I lived in Greeley, Colorado from 1975 until 1988, and then I moved to Kansas City. I was there I played with all my heroes and played every dive terrible bar that there is to the arena in that town. I did everything that I possibly thought I could, and then in 2015, I got a call from a friend of mine, and they talked me into moving to Nashville. And ever since I've been there, it's been, man, I've been busy and just kind of riding the wave of the whole music business.
Yeah, things are going great for you out there. I mean, just outstanding from all these different artists you've been playing with. And you did an original track too, Burning Time, with Todd La Torre from Queensryche, and our good
Yeah,
friend Billy Sheehan is on there with you. Plus
yeah.
Roxy from VIXEN is on there with, and Jimmy Bell. Jimmy Bell was on the show a while back too,
Oh, he
talking with
was
us.
nice.
Yeah. So and I saw it when I saw you did that, I was like, that's outstanding as well, man. Very, very cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I wrote that song. Initially, was originally just a song. I was writing songs for Vixen, and they thought that was a little too heavy. When originally wrote that song, it's kind of more like "There's Only One Way to Rock" kind of vibe. That
Yeah.
was kind of what I was going for. And but Cher thought it sounded a little too much like Judas Priest. So we just kind of went with that. So I called Roxy, still liked the song and wanted to do something with it, and I liked it too. So I I was doing, this is during the pandemic, because I was doing this gig with a band called Black Jacket Symphony, playing all Queen music one night. And I remember calling Roxy. I got off the tour bus, and I was like, I still want to do something with this song. What do you think about Todd La Torre? Do you think he would, you know? And she said, yeah, give him a call. So I called him, and we co-wrote the song together. He wrote the lyrics and the melody. I wrote all the music, and it came out really, really good.
Yeah, definitely a very, very cool track for sure, for sure. And I was reading also, when you originally came out there to Nashville, you actually started working with country singer Tracy Lawrence, playing
Yeah, that was
piano,
my first gig.
playing do
I was here for like 2 months, and I had that gig. It was crazy. So I wasn't great at it though. Country music, not. I like it. I like listening to it. I'm not very good at playing it, apparently, because I only lasted about a month in that gig.
yeah, just not your wheelhouse. Just but look at the stuff you've done since then. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
for
much
sure.
stuff's going on. There's so many folks that I know go to the rare hair shows out there, and sometimes
Good.
you get folks in the audience I think that you don't even know are there. Local
Yeah,
musicians. Because
sure.
lots of different folks live out there, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
sometimes they're popping up on the stage.
we had a guy from Matchbox 20 out at the gig last Wednesday. I had no idea. I didn't know he was there until like the end of the night. So
Right?
I didn't even get to meet him. I was like, well, man, okay. But then, yeah, like, we had Richie Faulkner's come out a few times. He came out before I even knew him, and became friends with him. So that was pretty trippy to see him out in the audience. We had Chris Caffrey from Trans-Siberian Orchestra was out one night. Oddly enough, the one night we played Trans-Siberian Orchestra song, like we did a song by them, and and like 3 members of TSO were in the audience that night, and I didn't even know it. It was
It's just
crazy.
perfect timing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And I think Nico might have stopped in too. Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden at some point. Was he there as well?
Well, if he was, that was unbeknownst to me. I know he was seeing a girl here for a while, and was kind of out and about. He did show up to this tribute thing one night. It was not one of my shows, and sat in with the Iron Maiden tribute band, which of course made their whole lives. Like, that was a big deal for
Oh,
them.
okay. Yeah, it was a Maiden tribute band out there. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, just there's so many folks that are living out there now. So many musicians have moved there. This has become a really booming mecca now for music. It's
yeah,
not
for
it's
sure.
not just country music there anymore. It's all
Not
kinds
at
of
all.
different stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
very, very cool. Yeah, definitely. So you want to tell us a little bit more about the Rare Hair Show? Is that going to be at the Basement East again out there?
Yeah, that's Basement East. The show will be at 8 o'clock. It's so for those who don't know what Rare Hair is, we just get a collection of musicians, mostly guys that are on the road for a living, playing with the big country acts. We've had Taylor Swift guys, we've had Florida Georgia Lines guys, we've had all kinds of people from all those types of acts. And then there's, like you said, a lot of the rock guys live in town now. So we've had Cinderella guys come out, Winger guys, guys from, oh God, I mean, the list is kind of ridiculous. And when I look at it now, I still am like, I don't know how the hell I got here, but this is pretty cool.
So basically,
And
when you go to one of these shows, you're not sure who might step up.
absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, and I usually won't announce them. So you just kind of have to show up and hope, and see what happens. We've had Hugh McDonald from Bon Jovi play on it a couple times, and basically what it is, we get those guys, and then we get the guys that work, just the local musicians that work downtown and work other capacities of music, and we throw them all in a pot, and we play a bunch of deep cut 80s hair metal music. Basically, that's why we call it Rare Hair. So you're not going to hear, well, this time you are going to hear Living on a Prayer because it's for Desmond Child, but typically you're not going to hear the songs that you hear by bar bands, all across the United States. You're not going to hear Sweet Child of Mine or Pour Some Sugar on Me. We're going to go a lot deeper. If you're doing Guns N' Roses, we're going to do something like Estranged, or we're going to do something weird, or if we're going to do Bon Jovi, we'll do something like In and Out of Love, or something that's not like overplayed or a hit.
Yeah, very,
And that,
very cool.
and it's super fun for all of us because most of I found that a lot of the guys that tour with these country acts, they're all around my same age, so they all grew up on the same stuff, and they're all extraordinary players. You just don't really get to see that on the gig that they do because they're playing like, 4-chord bro country and stuff like that for a living. But
Right.
like all of them are really good players, and they can all just they're really, so when they do Rare Hair, they get excited because they get to kind of show off their guitar chops, or they can kind of show out a little bit and do stuff that they don't normally get to do.
Right. I was going to say, you got to give them a lot of freedom, and it's just kind of actually enjoyment for them. It doesn't feel like it's just another gig where they're playing the same stuff. They get to mix it up and have some fun, and that's a great venue
play
out there.
songs that I've always wanted to play my whole life that I would never get to play in a band. So I can just pull out, and I pick the songs, so it's always my own personal playlist, basically.
Right. So you're in charge of the All-Star Band and kind of putting that together. You've done this for how many years now?
Since 2016. So we're the one that we're doing for Desmond is our 18th show, and yeah, we're excited, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Very, very cool. And what's the date for that going to be again?
Tuesday, December 5th, the Basement East in East Nashville.
All right, cool. So if you folks out there in Nashville, go and check out that show. It's always amazing. You never know who's going to stop in, who might be in the audience. Like you said, sometimes they don't want to be bothered. Sometimes they just want to sit in the corner and listen. But sometimes they just want to pop up on stage and have fun with you guys, and all of a sudden, it's an unexpected jam session with you never know, maybe whoever's in town, maybe if Billy Sheehan's in town or whoever.
We had that happen a couple of years ago where the show is very organized. You have 120 to 150 different musicians that are all playing the show. Each song has a different lineup of people. But one night, I guess that was last year, maybe 2 years, I don't remember. But again, it always seems to fall on the time when TSO has a day off. So we had Dino and a couple other guys from TSO, Blas Elias, the old drummer from Slaughter. He came out,
Right.
and we're like, yeah, I'll make room for you. And then we're all backstage going, okay, what song should we do? And then I'm finding guitar players. Hey, do you know this song? Maybe, do you know this song? Hold on, let me listen to it real quick, and and then we just decided to go out there and play it. So we did, I think we did Slide It In, and we did Slow and Easy by Whitesnake, because at the time Dino was doing the Whitesnake gig. He had just got it. And of course, unfortunately, that gig did not end up lasting. I mean, he only got to do a few gigs, and then it was game over, which I felt really bad for him about that. But if you know who that guy is, he's just one of the most talented guys on the planet right now. And young guy with a humongous voice, can play every instrument kind of like me, except better than me. And yeah, we have, so yeah, just like you said, we've got Lizzie Hale and Joe from Hailstorm just chilling in the audience. They've never done it. They've never actually performed yet, just because usually of timing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's fun. We did have RJ Hale from Hailstorm on the last gig, the Butch Walker one that we did last week, and that was awesome. He sang a couple songs. He didn't play drums at all. So sometimes you get to see stuff like that too, where you get to see them doing something they normally you don't see them do most of the time.
Yeah, and probably it's also a venue where they can come and check out musicians. Maybe they're looking for somebody, they got something coming up. Sure. Maybe they're looking for a project, and they can watch you guys and see maybe who would fit in. So you don't even know, right?
Yeah.
If somebody's checking you out.
Kind of part of the reason we do it is the networking, and gives people an opportunity to see each other when we don't normally see each other because we're gigging all the time. So Yeah, I always tell, especially new people in the town that are trying to put new bands together, I'm like, come to these shows. If you see somebody that really stands out to you, make sure you say hello, exchange information, and maybe you can get something out. We've had two bands for sure that were formed as a result of attending our shows, of people that, met each other at my gig. And I love that. So
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
definitely the way to make connections and be meeting people. Like you're saying, when bands are gigging too, they don't have time to do that because a lot of people are playing, on the weekend. You're playing here, they're playing there, and you don't have time for that. So this is something that kind of brings folks together and gives them the opportunity to do that and showcase something maybe they wouldn't normally be playing and be able to do.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Well, I was so surprised to get your entry. We had so many entries we were going through, and actually we wanted to talk to you a while back. We were trying to hunt you down, and I know you're
Oh
such a
yeah.
super busy guy. And then I saw your entry come through. I'm like, Tyler just emailed it, and I'm like, and you had such a cool story background too. You don't have the typical, the typical school upbringing and background and everything. It's like a very different spin. I'm like, this is very cool, and you're also killing it out there in Nashville, which is great, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it here, man. It's where I belong for sure.
yeah, I definitely need to come out and visit and check out some of the places out there. And I'll definitely have to say hi when I get out there to do that. Hopefully I can make it to one of the Rare Hair shows that's happening out there. I definitely gotta check out and see some other folks that are out there. They do the big podcast thing from out there every year. So
Right.
I have,
Yep, I've done that every year.
yeah. So I need to go out there and
Right.
check that out and see what's happening with that, and maybe
sure.
hook up with Billy Sheehan out there and maybe chat with him a little bit. He's been wonderful with us and stopped in to do our show when he can. So very, very
Nice.
cool. Yep, very cool. So, man, thank you so much for taking time. I know it was a kind of a busy, crazy day for both of us. You got stuff you're doing and running around and with your kids and stuff. And I was going to ask you, so Halloween, what did your daughter dress up as for Halloween?
She was a mermaid or technically it's called Mercat from a TV show on Netflix that she likes called Gabby's Dollhouse or something like that.
Very cool. Well, we had to add that in there because this is, obviously High School Confidential. We want to hear about what's going on with school a little bit. So very cool, man.
But if my son was Michael Myers, my 9-year-old decided he wanted to be a serial killer. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay. Right. That's totally cool. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, folks. If you're in Nashville, go and check out the Rare Hair Show. Tyson Leslie out there and his all-star band. You never know who's going to stop by at this show. And it's deep cuts. You're not going to be hearing the normal everyday, 80s hits. You're going to hear some deep cuts. So if you're into this music, definitely you want to go out and check it out. And like you said, you never know who may be there.
That's right. And they're great players. They're always just, top of the line guys and girls. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Thank you so much, Tyson. I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us for a little bit for our contest winner here. We'll send you some stuff. We'll talk to you after the show here. I got some stuff I want to send you, but great to speak with you, man. Hope to chat with you again.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.